So I'm 18 and I work a 12-hour shift, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., in a secluded area of the countryside, and I had the creepiest occurrences happen one night. So I got in, and the night started off fine. Everything was running smoothly and no problems. Now I work outside in a machine. So around 9 to 10 p.m. things started to get weird. I was sitting on my phone in the machine when out of nowhere I heard what sounded like a full palm slap against my window. It scared the hell out of me, but as I got out to look and see what might have done that, I found nothing, and I knew it wasn't anyone working with me as they were all dealing with stuff inside the plant. But wait, there's more weird things at around 11 to 12. I was out checking equipment and was watching a broken belt when clearly, no static or distance, I heard my name from about 1 foot behind me, and again I didn't have my phone or radio with me at that point, so it wasn't any of the workers calling me. I ran as fast as I could to my machine and locked the door and told my supervisor about it. He said that no one was outside. So now I'm on edge thinking I'm insane when about 2:30 a.m. rolls around. I'm forgetting what happened and just chilling. As I'm rounding a corner, I see a figure of abnormal height and very long arms and legs walk across the clearing in front of me and disappear into the back of the yard. I immediately got goosebumps and got on the radio and asked for backup to look for the figure. As we search the yard in the dark with our phone flashlights, we aren't finding anything when me and my supervisor come into a clearing and see something stand up and walk towards us. I almost died right there. When one of the other workers came up in his car, the figure turned around and ran into the darkness. Now having 3 people see the figure, the worker takes off in his car after the figure. About 20 to 30 minutes later, he come back looking both scared and confused. We ask if he saw where he went. He replied with, "That thing just disappeared in front of me." All 3 of us immediately turned around and went back to the control room and locked the door. So as we catch our breath and try and comprehend what we just encountered, I hear a worker call me over the radio to go check my machine, saying he saw something creeping around it. So I go out with a wrench and knife in hand, and now I know I left the machine with the door closed and running, and when I got there it was open and shut. I immediately said, "Oh hell no," and dropped the knife and wrench and went back to the control room and said, "Phone the police now." About 4 a.m. the police show up and take our statements and look around but find nothing, so we finish the shift looking over our backs and on edge. By the time the day shift shows, all of us are ready to get the hell out and go home. So all in all, that was probably the creepiest night of my life, and still have no explanation of what happened and what might have happened if my co-worker hadn't shown up with his car and scared the figure away. So for now, I'm definitely carrying a bigger knife and not taking chances. I used to work at a pub that was 2 miles from my house. My shift ended at about 11 one night. I stayed there for a couple of drinks, then started walking home. Now this had been an exceptional night for me tip-wise, and I had close to $400 in cash on me at the time. Between the pub and my house was exactly 1 street light about a quarter mile from the pub. The rest of the walk was in complete darkness. This was a dark night too. It was close to the new moon and cloudy to boot, so it was almost pitch black. Now I live out in the boonies, so there isn't even much light pollution to help out. Not long after I leave the pub, a car slowly drives by me. About a quarter mile down the road, the car slows to a stop, and it just sits there. I stop walking and watch the car. It sits for a few minutes, then slowly drives away. A couple of minutes later, the same car comes slowly driving back by me in the opposite lane. It gets by me, drives a bit down the road, and slows to a stop again. Then it does a U-turn and starts creeping back down the road towards me with the lights off. At this point, I'm terrified. I don't have a cell phone at the time. There's no one around to see what's going on. The car is between me and the pub, so I can't get back to the safety there. My house is still about 1.5 miles away. No way I can quickly escape there. I quickly run off the road into the woods and duck down behind a bush. I watch for the car, but it's too dark to see it with the lights off and bushes/trees/undergrowth between me and the road. I sit there for about 10 minutes, but don't see/hear anything. I'm about to make my way back to the road when I hear car doors closing. Now I'm really panicking. It feels like my chest is about to explode. The hairs on the back of my neck is standing up. I keep imagining someone sneaking up behind me. I stay hidden and hope to God whoever it is doesn't find me. I don't know how long I stay there, but I eventually hear car doors again, then cars passing by. I give it a couple of minutes, then ease back to the road. When I see it's clear, I haul us back to the pub and let my boss know what happened. He said then and there that I'm never to walk home at night again. Either him, his brother, or his mom will give me a lift home. When the other servers and the kitchen staff hear what happened, they all say the same thing. Eve ain't never been that terrified before. I work at a cafe in downtown. Quite a few homeless shelters in range, and a huge drug problem. One day, I'm working behind the bar, and this redhead kid, probably in his early 20s, sits down in our seating area and starts chanting shit under his breath. After a minute or two, he starts moving his hands around like he's casting a spell. He then gets up, starts yelling and disturbing everyone. I walk over to him and tell him he needs to leave for the day. Dude looks me straight in the eye and says, "This is all a giant game. I'll kill you with one finger." At this point, I thought, whatever. I get death threats a lot down here. No biggie. Shoo him on his way, and that's that. Fast forward to when we're closing up. Around 9 p.m., not technically night shift, but it gets dark up here, so it counts. I lock the doors and start heading to the parking garage my car is in. It's probably about 6 blocks away. No big deal. Winter up here is insanely dark, so it's already pretty creepy in downtown. About a block or two of walking and I hear this hissing noise. I freak the out because I can't see anyone around. I pick up the pace a bit, then I hear hurried footsteps in the snow behind me. I ran to the staircase for the garage because I wasn't going to wait for the elevator. I'm about a staircase up and I hear the door I just went through slam shut. I finally make it to my car, get in as fast as possible. I look around, and lo and behold, there's the redhead from earlier. Only this time he's furious. He sees me in my car and books at full speed and starts hitting my window screaming, "I'm going to kill you." I door-checked him and drove the hell away. I called the cops the next morning and they found the dude. Apparently he thinks he's in the Illuminati and completely corroborated my story to the police. Small jail time and 1 restraining order later, never seen him again. Stuff like this happens a lot.